skydiving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
As my cat was saying. See, there he is. Yes, I can call my cat. Hey, bud. Yeah, hi, Sawyer. I know you want love. You always want love. I'll give you a couple pets. You can't run. It doesn't. If you run, dude, I can't help you. You gonna come back over here? Yeah, you're gonna get behind the chair. That's a bad place to go. Okay. Just gotta do a little bit of sharing here. Said someone's on, but they left. Right now. Yeah, it's funny because I have a counter, right? And I asked Restream about it the other day. I'm like, are you guys ever going to get the counter to work? And they sent me this spreadsheet of different places where the counter does and does not work. And I wrote back, I'm like, then why are you selling this as a benefit when it's not? It's not a benefit. Oh, and the only reason I know somebody came on and left is because the number thing came up, and that's the only way it'll come up. So, sorry. Maybe they're like, I want to listen, but I don't want Dion to know that I am there, which is perfectly fine. So, all right. Got to share my story a little bit last night. Thank you to my friend who listens to me sometimes. I don't know if you don't mind that your name's being said, so I'm not going to say it. I have a feeling probably not. So, yeah. But that was kind of nice. I find it odd that this is, I don't even remember the word now. What is it that when you're like really open about what you've gone through? Not transparent. But I get called it a lot. See, I don't really fear what I did. Let's talk about that a little bit before we get started. For the most part, I don't really care what people think of me, but there are some people that I do care what they think of me. All right. That number, if I keep zeroing out, I just won't want to do it. So let's get here. And it can't always be Amber. I was looking at this. Like, look here. I'm going to share my screen. There you go. Now watch. Daily Trudge. We're going to go there. This is what I usually see. Now you see the green right here? See the green? Yeah, that's all amber. See how everything is green? It's all amber, okay? So some of you others got to be getting on here saying hi and shit. So, all right, let's get started. Let's do the captions. Maybe nobody's supposed to be here for this one. I slept in on purpose today. So, but welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. And you could probably tell if you look behind me at the 12 steps and 12 traditions, you'll see something missing. Yeah, you'll see a gray bar at the top missing in the 12 traditions because my cat decided to tear it down last night. He's like, fuck the traditions. He tore that shit down. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. We don't have any shelves here for that reason, because of the cats. I forgot to take my stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I hope this doesn't trigger people, but these aren't meds. This is just fish oil. I take 2,000 milligrams of this because it has all the stuff that I need in it. And then I take a vitamin to give me the magnesium that I need because I do not have a gallbladder. And then I take 325 milligrams of aspirin, and that helps with my heart disease. Seemed like one of them dropped. I didn't hear or feel anything, so I had to count them in my mouth. All right, let's get to this. Probably won't be very long, unless people show up. But I have until 2:15, but I can change that to 2. So. All right. Good evening, Patricia. Good to see you. Yeah, huh? Been a while since I've been this late. I'm reading out of A Day at a Time. This is Hazleton literature. I like Hazleton, even if they've gotten in with Ryan Hampton, but they will soon learn their lesson there. I can guarantee that. It's none of my business anymore. Yay! Yay! Yeah, Patricia, I don't know, because I know that you've been following me for years now, and so you've heard the gamut of what I try and do out here. And I'm to a point where I made a decision on Monday that I'm not the one doing it anymore. I had stepped down from my self-appointed position. And it was self-appointed. Right? Nobody asked me to do it. No human being asked me to do it anyway. But God has let me off the hook. He's like, yeah, you've done everything that I've needed you to do. Thank you. That's it. So, December 5th, reflection for the day. It is of low benefit to give me something. It is high benefit to enable me to do something for myself. Well, this is very much AA. Fish come to my mind when I read that. What's the saying? The saying is this: you can either give a man a fish and he can eat for a day, or you can teach a man to fish and eat for a lifetime. That's if they like fish. I don't like fish. Of course, if I have to survive, I would probably eat fish. Let's just say I'm willing. I'll go with willing. Now, here's the thing. Have you ever heard the saying, think outside the box? Well, this would be inside the box. This is a box situation. Whenever we have, thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm getting a lot of support of people like, yeah, good job. But now Dion is free to do all the things he's really, really good at, like podcasting and this other stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It being December and family, I thought that maybe it might be a good month to do a couple of podcasts with my daughter, and it's coming. I haven't asked her yet, but I know she's going to say yes, and my wife. Now, the reason I haven't had my wife on the podcast is because I'm a selfish motherfucker, and she's mine. I'm just telling you, okay? That was the reason. She's mine. You can't know. But I guess it's okay now. It's okay. But that was the reason. So anyway, back to the fish. So why can't we give a man a fish while teaching him how to fish? What's wrong with that? See, we can't put ourselves in these, we can't think so hard and clear, fast rules in a box. Why are you in a box? I did a lot of sales training, and I was the trainer. But I would hear these other people like, you got to think outside the box. And my answer to that was, why did you put yourself in a box? The box doesn't exist. That is a self-created prison made by you. Have we not listened to the Eagles? They talk about all your self constraints all the time, right? We're in a meeting. I was just in a meeting and they were talking. The topic was the spiritual experience. Once you've had one spiritual experience, which is the relief of alcohol and the obsession, okay, you can have one anytime you want. Our spiritual experiences, sometimes they might come from God, but a lot of our spiritual experiences are just understanding certain things, like the grass is green now, right? Because what is that spiritual experience? It is an untapped inner resource. I'm having a spiritual experience right now. So is Patricia. Because we have decided that's what this is going to be. Yeah. The spiritual experience is very much up to you. Yeah. Okay. So let's stop just feeding man a fish. Let's stop just teaching him how to fish. Give him both. What's wrong with both? Okay. That's exactly what they said here. It is low benefit to give me something. So just a fish. It is a high benefit to enable me to do something for myself. Okay. This is a fishing pole. This is the string. This is the line. Okay. That I did a little bit of fishing when I was a kid. I hated it. It was so boring. I don't even like fish. My dad liked to fish, and so I went so I could spend time with him. He doesn't know that shit though. Anyway, I've been taught in the program that I begin to use my will properly when I try to conform it to God's will. In the beginning, that's going to sound so sucky. It's going to sound so sucky. It is. Because it's like, well, God's will. Well, what about mine? What about yours? I know about mine. My best willpower while drinking, while doing it all by myself, led me to horrible, horrible things. It was total destruction. And I'll be honest with you. There were times when I was plumb happy with it. I'm like, yeah, you motherfuckers mess with me all my life. You watch what I can do. You watch. Now it's watch what I do. See how different that is? It was the same line, but a different attitude, a different will, an unsuspecting. See that unsuspecting inner resource? I kept it bay. Oh, I shoved that motherfucker down. How did I do that? Well, I did with alcohol, several types of drugs. You know, I never really got into drugs, but if it enhanced my drinking, sure, I'm for it. Bet. So I have to find a power greater than myself. I have to be aware. Now, awareness isn't the experience. Awareness, this is the best way to put it. Spiritual experience is something that you talk about. Spiritual awareness happens now. Like the spiritual experience. Okay? But I think we tend to have it backwards. I think you need to have spiritual awareness before you have a spiritual experience. Because what is awareness? Well, it's the first step. Acceptance. Awareness. Yeah. Admitted that I was an alcoholic, that my life had become unmanageable. That's awareness, and it's very spiritual, you bet, because you're asking for help. See? You had spiritual awareness the whole time. And that awareness, I had it backwards and I got it right now. That awareness is going to lead to a spiritual experience. Okay. I keep hearing people put the psychic change and the spiritual experience together. That is not totally correct. You do not need a spiritual experience for you to change your mind. The psychic change does not come with the lifting of the obsession of alcohol. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't always, but what does it say in the back about spiritual experience? Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Most of us are slow. There are not very many quick got struck sober people. No, I've seen it happen. They don't always stay sober. What tends to happen is they tend to think they're a little unique, when really it provides a deeper humility. That's why I like the slow one, because I had to develop my humility. I needed to. And now I have a pretty deep humility. Okay? In the past, most of my problems resulted from the improper use of the willpower. I'd always tried to use it in sledgehammer fashion as a way of solving my problems or changing the condition of my life. Do I see that a primary purpose of 12 steps is to help me channel my will into agreement with God's intentions for me? Not a worry. Okay. It's the holidays. So no worries. You know you don't need to apologize to me for being busy. So no worries. I'm just glad you're here. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. Do I see that my primary purpose of the 12 step is to help channel my will into agreement with God's intentions for me? So the primary purpose of the 12 steps is to stay sober, help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. That's it. There doesn't need to be more, because within that encompasses a lot already. It's nice and simple, but a lot of people have a hard time carrying this message. I need a fucking haircut. Fuck this shit. I hate it. Whoosh, whoosh. But the last time I went and got a haircut, I should never talk to the person cutting my hair, because then they always fuck it up. And no. So I'll just deal with it. Today I pray, may I direct my willpower into a channel where I can pick up the will of God. May I no longer use my willpower, which has not proved mighty in the past, as willfulness. May I think of my will only as an extension of God's will, listening always for direction. Today I'll remember to use my willpower as willingness, not as willfulness. Right? And I think I can do two. Yeah. See, all I did was that one little thing and it all goes poof. I was just letting somebody know I can meet it too. I never know how long these are going to run. To use my willpower as willingness, not willfulness. There it is. Pop back in. See, that's all I need. A lot of that has to do with emotional sobriety, right? We all know the difference between a request and a demand. Yes, we do. You know, it could even be the inflection in your voice. I get that a lot. And I use my voice for a lot of things. Yes, I do. I've always known that I've had a powerful voice. You know, well, I got to use it correctly, right? But the emotional sobriety for us is just realizing that we cannot make demands upon other people. All I can really do is teach, educate, all I can be is a good example. Anything beyond that is kind of God's thing. Yeah. Now I can do things and make things happen, you know. But what are we really doing when we decide to teach somebody? Not only do we hand them a fish for the day, and then we teach them how to fish, right? There is so much involved in that we don't even realize that we're doing, and the feelings that are going on between these two people. Well, number one, okay, it's easy to learn how to fish on a full belly, is it not? It's easier to get sober with a roof over your head, is it not? Yes, these things are very true. How's somebody going to fish? Yeah, be able to pull it, So let's give them every chance that we can without doing the work for them. Right. And I found that's kind of the key. So, all right. I have a sponsor in about 10 minutes. I'm sure I will go live again someday. I slept in on purpose today. I don't want to get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't like it. I want to get up at like 9. That's going to be my wake up time. So, but thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. No, I do. Peace out.